guys, welcome back. Today we're going to draw Stitch from the Disney movie Lilo and Stitch. Now this character, he's not like one of my favorites, but for some reason kids love Stitch. They think he's super cute. So I want to do a very easy step-by-step instructions on how to draw him, okay? All right, we're gonna start with his face and we're gonna do it basically in the middle of our page, making sure to leave plenty of room for his big ears, okay? So it's gonna be kind of towards the bottom. Now, you're gonna start with a curved line, kind of up like this. Then in the middle, you're gonna do a little bit of spiky hair. So you're gonna do kind of like a little bit of a zigzag line, like that, for like the little tuft of fur on top of his head. Then you're gonna do this same line on the other side. So you're gonna go out and down in a curve. Okay. Then to connect these two, you're gonna do basically a straight line with just a little bit of a rounded edge. So watch me first, you're just gonna do a little bit of a rounded edge and then down and a rounded edge, okay? Now before we do the nose or the eyes, I like to start with his mouth because his mouth is very close to like the bottom of his face. So I want to make sure I get the mouth right before I start to place anything else on his face, okay? And his mouth is basically just like a little bit of a wavy line. So it starts up, goes down, up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, okay? So the wavy line goes down, up, down, up. And then in the little spot that you have here, see how you have your wavy line up? Right underneath that, you're gonna wanna draw a slightly curved line that will kind of represent his bottom lip. Okay. It's hard to imagine how this is gonna look like Stitch, right? Okay, let's do the ears next. Now, we're gonna start basically in the middle of the side of his face here. And you're gonna go up into a curved line. And you can go almost up to the top of your page, okay? You can fill in like a lot of this space. Okay. Now at the end of this curve, let's do an upside down U shape and then go all the way down until about here, okay? So you're trying to follow the same curve shape that you had on the outside. Now I stopped here because he actually has like a little cut out of his ear. So for that, we're just gonna do like a V shape. Okay, and then from there you can just connect this line back into another curved line until you touch the side of his face like that, okay? And then we just have to add 2 more lines in order to make this look like his ear. You're gonna go about 2/3 of the way down and you're gonna start there and you're gonna do a curved line up like that. So it's almost like a long stretched out V. When you're coloring, this will be a different color than the inside of his ear. And then in this last little section, you're gonna draw a line from right about here where you started your line going to the outside of his ear. You're just gonna go out in this direction. And you can just kind of taper the line down. So you're just going to kind of angle it until you touch the side of his ear, okay? It may seem a little bit complicated. It's probably easier just to watch me than to hear me explain it. Now let's do it again on the other side, okay? So we're basically going to do the same thing, but it's going to be flipped. So we're going to start about here, about halfway on the side of his face. You're going to go up, over and up into a big curve. You're going to do your big upside down U shape. But you're going to stop right about there because the little cut in his ear is actually further up his ear on this side, okay? So the V shape is going to be right here. Okay? And then you can just continue your big curve from your V all the way down. Now let's do the same thing we did there. So you're gonna, from about 2/3 of the way down your ear, you're gonna draw a line up and curved so that you can touch the line that you drew for the outside of your ear. And then another line on the other side, like this. It's very subtle, but that'll help give his ears a little bit of definition when we're coloring. Okay, let's do the fun part. We're gonna do the nose and the eyes, okay? Now, this is the part that will really help Stitch look like Stitch, okay? So let's start with the nose. The nose is just an oval, but it has a little bit of a tapered bottom to it, okay? So watch the shape that I do. It's an oval, but it's like a little bit tapered at the bottom, okay? So it's almost like a dog's nose. And it's pretty big. And I drew it close to his mouth, okay? Now, I'm just gonna draw in the middle, I'm just gonna draw a tiny line connecting the nose to the line of his lip. And you can draw 2 upside down U shapes inside of his nose for his nostrils, okay? Now the eyes. They're very big eyes, okay? But they kind of have a unique shape to them. I'll start with this one. You're gonna do a big, and you want it to be a little bit taller than his nose. So when I draw it, I'm gonna draw it about this big, okay? Just to let you know, and about that big. So I'm gonna do a big upside down U. And then you're gonna connect it with a curved line like this. Okay? So it's not quite an oval, it's not quite a circle, it's almost like a gumdrop shape. Okay, let's do the same on the other side. So you have your big upside down U. Just remember, Stitch is an alien, so he has to have like these big, unique shaped eyes. Okay, so there's our upside down U, and then connect the 2 sides with a slightly curved line, okay, for our gumdrop eye shape. Now, Stitch has a highlight, like a big highlight in his eye. So I'm gonna draw a big circle towards the top of my eyes here. And this will just be to remind me that when I'm coloring black, I'm just gonna leave those 2 dots white, okay? That's the highlight. Now let's just add a few more details. We're gonna draw kind of like eyebrow creases. He doesn't actually have eyebrows, but we're just gonna draw kind of like a curved line there. And then another one right above it. And same thing on the other side, just in the other direction. And then we're going to draw a couple of lines above his nose. 1 and 2. And then the final little lines, 1 and 2. Okay? So there he is. Stitch always looks really complicated to draw, but if you break it down, he's actually not too hard. Now I'm going to color. Another part that really helps Stitch to look like Stitch is to color him correctly. So I'm going to use markers, and it's important, hopefully you have 2 different shades of blue so that you can do a lighter blue like around his eyes and a darker blue everywhere else in his face. If you don't have a lighter or a darker blue, you can always just press down harder to get a darker blue if you're using like a colored pencil. Or you can just leave it as a drawing. But I'm gonna color it. I'll leave it in real time, but I will play some music for you guys to watch or color along, okay? Okay, you guys, here we go. There's my finished Stitch drawing. How did yours come out? Do you guys even like Stitch? Let me know in the comments if you like Stitch. Thanks you guys for joining me though. I'll see you back here again soon, okay? Bye!